CEO Ronica from Creative Universe. We're going to talk about the DV8 Hellraiser Return and the DV8 Damn Good Verge. Interestingly enough, though, we're actually going to talk a little bit about both these balls and kind of when to use them. We've actually got the lanes out here that are actually oiled with the pattern High Street. We're going to talk to you about when to use what. We're going to talk to you about whether you should use the asymmetrical Hellraiser Return or when you should use that ball, as well as when you should use the DV8 Damn Good Verge, especially when you're bowling on a house shot. So we're going to have some people bowl. We're going to have a little transition happen. We're going to show you exactly what to look for, and you're going to learn real quick when it's best to use the asymmetric Hellraiser Return or the symmetric DV8 Verge. Now, let's talk a little bit about both these bowling balls. So the Hellraiser Return is actually a shiny ball, right? Whereas the Damn Good Verge is a sanded ball. The Hellraiser Return is also asymmetric. So I'm going to have Dustin throw a shot, and we're going to kind of watch real quick where he throws the Hellraiser Return and what it does. So that's the Hellraiser Return. That's in. Was able to get kind of a mixture shot there. You can see that shot is actually in the blue, which is the oil. I'm going to have him throw that shot again, and we're going to actually work our way down here. It's in a lot of oil, but because it's asymmetric, it can actually pick up and actually begin to get a little bit of a roll, which will allow it to carry. So I'm going to have him throw that ball again, except this time we're actually going to get the ball a little further right, and you'll be able to watch that ball respond to the friction a little bit more aggressively, which is what the asymmetric ball is going to do. Actually, he got that ball further right by a lot, and he 210. So too far, right? That's too far right. So obviously he's got to be a little closer to the pocket if he wants to be able to get that to strike. So he'll throw that again, and we'll go ahead and watch. That obviously was a little too far to the right. Now you may go, man, so these balls have different surfaces, which that's true, which is automatically going to make them roll a little bit differently. But nonetheless, we also want to look at how valuable that ball is. So right there's a pretty good shot, still in. Now, good observation here, because the Hellraiser Return actually is not recovering like we would like it to, right? So if we're in league or we're in practice, we would change balls to the Damn Good Verge. So I'm going to have him switch balls, which is actually a symmetric ball, but it's also sanded to 1500 grit, so it's going to be more aggressive. So see the line that he's got right here? He's going to change balls. We're actually going to watch the Damn Good Verge go down the lane and see how it performs. So similar line, and still a 2-pin, which means he's in too much oil. He's in the wrong part of the lane. Now you can see that too, right? When you look at the lane, you can see he's in a whole lot of oil all the way down, even past his break point. So he's down here before he gets out of that oil, which means he's too far into the pattern. So if Dustin really wants to strike, we'll stay with the Damn Good Version. We'll actually just move everything right. He'll move everything right, probably, what would you say, 2-3 boards?
At least.
So 2-3 boards right with everything, and we're going to watch the Damn Good Verge now, which will allow the ball to recover. So that's right, and a much better reaction. So we're going to keep that shot and go back to the Hellraiser Return. Now you say, well, what are you showing here? Well, two things. First off, you got to be playing the right part of the lane, and you can see now that we're actually getting to the friction a little bit earlier, we're seeing a lot more back-end reaction, which is giving us more performance. So now he's going to throw that Hellraiser Return in a similar spot. Further right, that was further right. So we'll throw it again. One of the best parts of us using clutch and specto is you can actually see the shot as it's being thrown. You can see exactly what's going on here. So that shot was definitely right. As a result of that, we left a super washout. So we'll get a full rack. He'll shoot it again. And there's bowling going on lane 1 as well, which is good because we're actually going to bowl over there. Show you a little bit about what happens as you begin to experience some transition. So there we go. Oh, the flatty 10-pin, flatty 10-pin. Now, definitely a better shot, and it still got to the friction. Obviously, just a little bit late, so if you were going to throw the Hellraiser Return, you'd want to have that ball just a little further right. But the Damn Good Verge in that spot, which is the ball we're going to throw next, actually will be fine right there because it's got a much more aggressive surface to it. At being 1500 grit sanded, it's going to actually be able to pick up and be able to get through the pins a little bit better than the Hellraiser Return is on this particular pattern. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, yes. Throw some messengers, baby. All right, so that's a good comparison there between the two bowling balls. And you say, well, when should you use what ball? Well, here's the deal. If you're a lower rev rate, you see Dustin's rev rate is 463. So if you're a lower rev rate than Dustin, let's say 300, 250, Hellraiser Return is probably going to be the better piece for you because that ball, being asymmetric, will pick up a little bit earlier before it begins to make the move. The Damn Good Verge, if you're a higher rev rate player, will be a better ball for you because it won't pick up quite as early in this type of an environment. Now, obviously, because there's surface differences, that matters. We're playing on a heavier volume pattern, so in this case, it's okay. As you can see, another one of those 10 pins, right? And that's because, two reasons. That ball is actually going just a little bit too long and recovering a little bit too late. So we need a little bit more reaction out of that, but we can get that with the other ball, the Damn Good Verge. It's got no problem recovering for Dustin, and that's kind of typical. Typically, you'll see the higher rev rate bowler like to use the symmetric ball because it gives them just a little bit more room for error. So there it is, similar type line, and he stones a 9-pin, much stronger performance. But you can see that line's pretty close to the same. So what we're really showing you there is the importance of kind of knowing which ball's best for you when. In this case, if you're a higher rev rate bowler, the symmetrical ball will probably roll a little bit better for you. If you're a lower rev rate bowler, the asymmetrical ball will probably roll a little bit better for you. So that gives you a little bit more insight between these two bowling balls. You can get you a Damn Good Verge or the new Hellraiser Return from DV8 from bowlingforless.com. So now we've actually had the bowlers bowl quite a bit, and they're actually bowling on now what's transition. The bowlers have actually bowled quite a few games. The lanes now are officially hooking, and as a result of that, we want to actually now go reevaluate those two bowling balls, the DV8 Damn Good Verge, as well as the DV8 Hellraiser Return. So Dustin's now going to throw a shot on lane 2, which is now experienced a lot of transition, and that's why the lane pattern has been removed from the lane. This will be able to allow you to see a little bit about what goes on performance-wise. So now, the Hellraiser Return is definitely much more responsive down lane, as you can see from that shot right there. Definitely looks like it's got the right kind of shape that we're looking for to give us the type of performance that we're looking for, and we're at a little bit different portion of the lane as well. So he'll throw the Damn Good Verge next and just kind of show you the difference between the two. So when you're bowling and you're experiencing transition and you're struggling, you don't know what to do, this is going to kind of give you a little bit of insight as kind of what happened. So now, that ball that looked absolutely phenomenal now rings the 10-pin, right? So I'm going to have him throw that ball again because I want you to see just kind of the reaction difference between the two bowling balls. And this is a situation where now, because we've experienced a little bit of lane transition, the ball that was phenomenal, the DV8 Damn Good Verge, would have been great on the fresh, but as the lanes begin to transition, it'd be much better to throw that DV8 Hellraiser Return because it is better suited, condition-wise, better suited, pattern-wise, better suited, surface-wise to perform better on the transition. This isn't a bad shot, but you see it went high. So he tripped the 4 forward, so the ball went high. So basically now the ball that was great now is just okay, but yet he grabs this DV8 Hellraiser Return, and this ball now is the berries, right? It's absolutely phenomenal because the lanes have begun to transition. That's why it's important to make sure when you're building yourself an arsenal that you've got bowling balls that are different to allow yourself to adjust to the transition. So now as he throws the Hellraiser Return, wow, that one really took off. Was that a good shot or no? Nah, he said, no, that wasn't a good shot. So we'll have him throw it again, but you'll be able to see as he throws that Hellraiser Return, we're going to be able to get a little bit more room for error. We're going to be able to open up the lane a little bit more, which allows you to really have a better experience on the league shot when transition actually begins to occur. So we'll have him reset the lane, have him make a good pitch, and you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about. Much stronger reaction, much better performance, and what you would want to use now as the lanes have as the lanes have begun to transition. So we started out with a 1500 grit sanded DV8 Verge is what you would start off with, right? And then as the lanes begin to transition, you're going to go to that polished asymmetric ball to get that great looking ball reaction down lane.